Hello dear students. In last lecture we have discussed about the micromolecular approach and we have to discuss about the different characteristics which have to be used for proper identification and classification of bacteria into particular group. So here we have to discuss about the how that bacteria are classified into on the basis of their size, shape and arrangement. So here we have to discuss about the morphological characteristics in which different staining techniques are used. On that basis we can distinguish bacteria into different groups. So on the basis of shape of bacteria we can distinguish bacteria into, or on the basis of that shape, how they appears under microscope, we can differentiate between whether they are foci, rod, cocobacilli or vibrio type of shape. So on the basis of shape of that bacterial cells, we have to distribute that group of organisms. Suppose foci, they are nothing but when we observe spherical type of cells under microscope, we can say they are nothing but foci. For example is Micrococcus or Micrococcus group of organisms. Bacilli is nothing but a rod shaped structure we can observe under microscope. Hollow tubular structure. So this type of structure when we observe, that we call as a bacillus or rod type of bacteria, and example of that rod shaped bacteria is nothing but a group of bacillus organisms. Vibrio, these bacteria are look like say comma shaped structure, and that comma type of structure which is curved at the center of the bacterial cell, that structure is called as Vibrio type of bacterial cells, and it nothing but example of Vibrio cholera, which is positive agent of cholera. Spirilla, they are longer rods with several curves or coil, helical in shape. They are nothing but a long rods, but they are curved at several times. So that's why they are called as spirillum or spirilla type of bacterial shape. And an example of that spirilla type of bacteria or that type of structure we can only observe in case of that spirillum, that is Treponema pallidum, which is positive agent of syphilis. Filamentous type of arrangement we can observe in case of actinomycetes. So it is nothing but a filamentous like arrangement of that bacteria organism we can observe, and example of that arrangement we can observe under actinomycetes. When we stain that particular organism under microscope, we can observe filamentous type of shape of that organism. Mycoplasma, the cell wall is absent in this bacteria, hence do not possess a stable morphology. They occur round or oval in the shape. These are nothing but type of organisms, or this resembles like a bacteria, and when we observe they are cell wall lacking organisms. That's why their proper structure we can never determine. So they are normally present in either foci shape or spherical shape, or in cocobacilli or rod shape arrangement we can observe oval shape. So they are nothing but a mycoplasma organism. So on the basis of that shape of that organism which we observe under microscope after staining, we can distinguish between one another. So it is a focus or spherical type of organism. It is nothing but cocobacilli, bacillus, vibrio, spirochetes and filamentous type of organisms. On the basis of arrangement of bacteria or each bacteria has particular specific arrangement of bacterial cells. On the basis of that arrangement, we can group that organism into different categories on the basis of their cellular arrangement. So, bacteria has a typical arrangement pattern. As they follow the reproduction by means of binary fission. So here they split into new cells, and for each organism has a typical arrangement pattern. So depending upon their binary fission, which whether it is carried out in one plane or two plane, depending upon that organisms are present or can observe under microscope. So these are nothing but the diplococci, which split along a one plane, and that cocci are found attached with one another into two groups, two cells attached with one another. That's why they you can observe under microscope as diplococci, or group of two cocci cells. That's why we can say they are nothing but a diplococci. And example of that arrangement we can observe under for group of Diplococcus pneumoniae. It is nothing but an organism which shows that characteristics pattern. Streptococci, these bacteria divided into one plane and found arranged to form like a chain-like structure. That's why they are called as streptococci. They are cocci but arranged in a chain. That's why they are called as streptococci. And this is an example of streptococcus group of organisms. So on the basis of streptococcus or chain-like arrangement, that's why they are grouped into streptococci. Diplococci, because arrangement is like two cocci arranged in one group, so they are diplococci. So depending upon their size and arrangement of cell, they are categorized with one another, as that arrangement is typical characteristics feature of their group of organisms. Okay. Tetracocci, they divide into two planes, and that's why they found in a group of four cells. That's why they are called as tetracocci. Tetra stands for the fourth group of, or you can say tetra for four, and four cocci when arranged with one another, attached with one another, you can say tetracocci. Staphylococcus, they divide into three planes in irregular patterns, and they look under microscope like a bunch of grapes. That's why they are called as staphylococci. And it is nothing but a group of organisms that organisms look like a bunch of grapes. That's why they are staphylococcal arrangement. An example is Staphylococcus aureus. Sarcina, which divide in irregular pattern, produce cubical arrangement of group of 8 cells. If 8 cells are present, or a group of 8 cells you can observe, you can say they are nothing but a sarcina. Bacilli split only across their short axis and group as a diplobacilli. If their arrangement is diplobacilli, you can say they are nothing but a two bacilli arranged with one another or attached with one another. And diplobacilli का example है Diplococcus or Klebsiella pneumoniae. Streptobacilli we can observe under case of Bacillus subtilis. So on the basis of their arrangement, they are typically arranged. Arrangement you can observe under microscope. On that basis, we can group microorganisms into different groups. So in this diagram, we can see when cocci are found in a single cell, you can see they are nothing but a cocci. When two cocci attach with one another, we become the diplococci. When cocci are found like a bunch of grapes, nothing but a staphylococci. With group of 8 cells we can found, they are nothing but a sarcina. With group of 4 cells, they are nothing but a tetracocci or tetra type of arrangement. If they are found in a chain, you can say they are streptococci. So it is nothing but a cocci shape of organisms arrangement. In case of bacilli, you can single bacillus you can observe. You can say singular arrangement or single rods. When two bacilli attached with one another, they are diplobacilli. If arranged in a chain, you can say streptobacilli. If this type of arrangement you can observe, you can say palisade type of, or this type of arrangement you can observe in case of plant cells. So they are palisade tissue, you can see on that name, they are considered as a palisade type of arrangement of bacterial cells. Cocobacilli, if rods are along cocci with some long type of structure, so they have extended structure, so they are called as the cocobacilli. Apart from that, arrangement of spiral, it is nothing but a rod shape of bacteria, but they are irregularly, they are bent at several times. That's why they are called as a spirochetes. Okay, this type of arrangement you can also say they are nothing but a spirilla, and this type of comma shape of curve type of bacterial cell you can observe, they are called as nothing but a vibrio or vibrio type of shape or comma shape, and that example of nothing you can observe for the vibrio column. So on the basis of arrangement of bacterial cell, you can distinguish bacteria into different groups. So next point is nothing but a arrangement of flagella or presence of flagella and ability to form an endospore. On that basis, you can also distinguish bacteria into different groups. Suppose we have observed bacteria when we stain for gram stain. Two type of culture we have stain. One found gram positive, one is gram negative. Next step we have observed for their morphological characteristics or their arrangement. One gram negative bacteria found, it is nothing but a cocci or look like a grape of bunch of grapes, and staphylococcal arrangement and gram negative. Here we can observe for the bacillus cell, and they are arranged in two cells or single cells. We can say this is nothing but bacillus and it is nothing but a staphylococcal arrangement. So on the basis of arrangement, we can differentiate into gram-positive and Staphylococcus and bacillus. Again, we have stain for the flagella. Either that bacteria possesses flagella, we have stain. So on that basis, or we have observed that organism for their motility. So Staphylococci, they are non-motile. Bacillus, whether they have flagella, they are motile. If flagella is absent, they are non-motile. So on the basis of, we can distinguish into one another. So here for flagella staining, when we stain, the typical flagellar arrangement we can observe under microscope. So bacillus, which have a flagella at any one end of that bacterial two poles at flagella is present at only one end, and that arrangement is nothing but a monotrichous flagella. Or in the flagella column, we can say they are flagella or motile organism. If they are contain flagella, they are motile. Many times foci were found to be non-motile organism, and flagella mostly absent in case of Coccus type of organisms, foci. In case of arrangement of flagella at one end, but group of flagella we can observe. So that arrangement is nothing but a Lophotrichous flagella. You can say it is nothing but that organism is again different from that organism. So they are nothing but Lophotrichous flagellar arrangement. It is nothing but a monotrichous flagella arrangement. If flagella are present at the both terminal end of the bacterial cells, we can say they are nothing but the amphitrichous flagella. Here we can also observe the group of flagella present at both the end of the bacterial cells. Also we can say nothing but the amphitrichous flagella. Amphi also we can say present at both ends. Sometimes we can also observe flagella is present at the oral of the bacterial cells. So that arrangement of that flagella or a bacterial flagellar arrangement, we can say is nothing but a peritrichous flagellar arrangement. So depending upon the flagellar arrangement or presence of flagella, we can distinguish the particular bacillus into another different groups. All of bacillus were on the basis of flagellar arrangement, we have distinguished the bacteria into different groups. So here another structure, that is endospore formation. Some bacteria or bacillus normally they are endospore producer. So depending upon the where spore, when we carried out the endospore staining, we can observe the exact endospore where it is present in that bacterial cell. It is present inside the cells. When we carried out the endospore staining, we can observe a reddish green structure, and here we can use Maliseed green for the endospore staining. So at the center we can observe at the center of that this is nothing but a bacterial cell, and at the center we can observe a particular dot-like structure, that is nothing but endospores. For endospore staining, we have to carry out a specific type of staining. That staining is called as endospore staining. In that, proper moist heat we have to provide, so that that proper endospore acquire the color of that particular stain and appears color under microscope. So observe after that staining, when we observe spore present at the center of the bacterial cell, it is, we can say it is nothing but an endospore which is present at the central, or their location is called as central endospore, and we can normally say endospore present at central, or central endospore we can write it. If spore is present away from the center and away from the terminal end of the bacterial bacillus cells, we can say it is nothing but a subterminal. That means it is not present at the terminal end or not at the center. That's why we can say it is nothing but a subterminal endospore. When endospore is present at the terminal end of the bacterial cells, we can say it is nothing but a terminal type of endospore. So depending upon the characteristics pattern of the bacterial cells, we can distinguish bacteria on the basis of their flagellar arrangement, spore structure, and presence of the bacterial cells into different groups. So these are nothing but the morphological characteristics we can use for morphological classification or identification of bacteria with respect to their morphological structure. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the cultural characteristics, or how they are grow on different media with respect to their characteristics growth.